friends, I wanted to get on here real quick and tell you something I'm thinking about today. I just got done listening to Brian Tyler Cohen podcast, who I like and admire very much. He's just does great work in general. I listen to him every Sunday. No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen. You should add it to your list if you're not already listening to him. Real straight shooter. Podcasts are not superfluous. He kind of bangs it out, and they're usually an hour or less, and he interviews great people. He interviewed Harry Littman and Elizabeth Warren today. He interviews everybody from, Bernie Sanders to Cory Booker, whoever. One of the things he talked about, and one of the things I've been hearing in some other podcasts and other interviews, is people sort of talking about how the Republicans are committing political suicide, cutting these social safety net programs, cutting Medicaid, cutting Social Security, fucking with Social Security, cutting Medicare, going after the VA, and they're saying, it's political suicide, basically. And why are they doing this? Aren't they scared of the fact that it's political suicide? And I thought Brian Tyler Cohen's answer was interesting. He said, they're not scared to lose because they know it's just going to be one cycle before they're in power again, and they've still got this groundwork they laid the last time. Even when Donald Trump tried to overthrow the government and hang Mike Pence and kill Nancy Pelosi and all this other shit, 4 years later he's back in the White House. So that was his sort of theory of why they aren't more concerned, because they, in theory they should be concerned because they're going to lose a shitload of support. Here's my theory, okay? I know that was superfluous to get to this point. Here's my theory. They don't care if it's politically popular because they don't intend to let you vote again. That's what I think. You might vote, but it may or may not be accurate or fair, or effective or relevant. I genuinely think that they do not plan to let us have free, fair, and accurate elections. Now, they may or may not succeed in stopping that, but I think that is their intent. Of course it's bad for their next election. Going after women's right to choose is bad for their next election. Gutting the VA is bad for the next election. Cutting the veteran suicide hotline is bad for their next election. All of them, they're crushing farmers. They're defunding cancer research for coal miners. They defunded and repealed the legislation that was protecting veterans who had gotten lung cancer from burn pits. I could list 1,000 things that are political suicide, and it seems like they don't care because they don't care. Because they don't intend to let you cast a vote in a way that is free, fair, and accurate and will remove them from office. They don't intend to let that happen. Whether they can be successful in that, that's up to us. But that is my theory, is that they don't seem to be concerned with the next election because they don't intend to let it take place in a meaningful and consequential way. So govern yourselves accordingly to that. And that's all I have to say about that. I wanted to address the merch thing. A lot of people have been asking me about this hoodie. It says John Brown Hunting Club. I made this graphic using an actual photograph of John Brown, a very old and real photograph that's, over 100 years old. And I kind of put it in a couple different little AI imaging apps and kind of made the face look funky and added the guns and the no quarter for Nazis. If you don't know who John Brown was, he was a pastor. He was a Baptist preacher in the South. I think he kind of split his time between Virginia and Kentucky, and maybe some other places. But he was a pastor. He was an abolitionist, and he went around preaching and yelling and screaming against slavery and calling it an abomination against God and calling it a mortal sin and, you know, over and over and over telling people this is wrong and it has to stop. And people didn't listen. So then he started killing slave owners. And I know we're all being nonviolent and all of that, but I'd be lying if I said I don't respect the shit out of that, John Brown. As a man with the middle name Freeman, who was born on June 19th, I feel drawn to Mr. Brown, and that's why I made the shirt. John Brown Hunting Club. We have the hoodie, we have a t-shirt, we have a long sleeve t-shirt, we have a trucker hat, and I might even make like a beanie at some point. But I also have these hats on the website. I'm not sure if this exact one, I mean, this is all stuff I made for myself, and then I just put it on my website. I made it because I want to wear it. There's one that says bullets for Putin, and it's just a cartoon image of Putin with like 1,000 bullets going towards him. That's probably going to get me thrown in a work camp, but whatever. I got a bunch of stuff on there. And my lady also makes merch that's really cool, like really pretty, like flower t-shirts, and then you look close and in the flowers it says fuck Donald Trump and stuff like that. We've got a bunch of cool stuff that she's made. I got a message from some random stranger that was like, I'm close to somebody that you're close to, and I don't understand why you're profiting from this regime. And I didn't even take the time to tell them to go fuck themselves. I'd rather do it in a video so anybody who feels that way can see it all at once. Yes, I sell merch. Before all this, my merch just had my photographs on it. But now I spend every fucking waking moment of the day fighting against fascism, and I make shit that I want to wear, and then other people want it too. So I sell it to them at a very tiny margin. And if that bothers you, go fuck yourself. I am not profiting from this regime. I am losing gigs. I am canceling shows to be at protest. I am spending a shitload of money on flights and rental cars and hotels and signs and banners and billboard trucks and stickers and all kinds of other shit to do this. None of this is about money. If it was, I wouldn't be doing it because I'm not making money from it. Nothing I do is motivated by money. I have to make money because I live in this godforsaken country where we have the highest cost of healthcare and the highest cost of living and the biggest income inequality and wealth inequality in the developed world. So yeah, I have to make money. That has to be a thought when I do things. But never has money been my main motivating factor, or I wouldn't be a fucking comedian. I've been doing this for 14 years, toiling in the shadows of obscurity, making barely enough to get by until very recently. So I'm not in it for the money. If you think I am, you don't know shit about me, and you can kiss my ass. But if you'd like to get the merch, it's on my website, comediancliffcash.com. I know we have a hat that says definitely a cult. We have another one that says help, I'm in a cult. I think we have one that says real men are kind. Anyway, there's different stuff on there, comediancliffcash.com. But that's just a little thought of the day for you. I'm going to be sharing more videos about my action plan, the 4-part action plan. I'm going to make a video about the whole thing holistically, and then I'm going to make a video for each part of the 4-part action plan, parts 1 through 4. I'm also going to be putting out some videos in relation to June 6th through June 9th. I'm planning on being part of like 5 different protests in 3 days or whatever. And I need you to be there with me. And then I'm going to be making a video as well about this new effort that I'm involved in called Fox Takedown. It's kind of like Tesla Takedown, but we're going to fuck with every Fox station in the United States of America. And once we get that going, we're going to go after the other media as well. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. And remember, if you don't like what I'm doing, go fuck yourself.
He's actually not implementing tax hikes. Tariffs are a tax hike on foreign countries that, again, have been ripping us off. Tariffs are a